So, I wanted to come and talk about something that I have been dealing with personally, off and on for um, a lot of years. I think that I never had the words for it, or even if there were, if I knew what it was called, I never wanted to accept this. Because I was first a Christian girl. I don't identify as that anymore. I just, of course, a daughter of Zion, but I don't necessarily identify with Christianity and the doctrines that it holds. But when I was in that faith practicing, um, I didn't like to address even the fact that I struggled with dark thoughts, thoughts that were ugly, not cute, nasty, didn't have none of the fruits of the spirit. I didn't want to acknowledge that, right? And so it would happen. Okay, let's be clear. The shit happened. It never didn't happen. It was just I didn't talk about it. And if I did ever address it, it was well after it was over. Okay. I did also battle, and this is what I mean when I say I battle. Obviously, I would have to contradict those thoughts that were ugly and not cute. Like thoughts of death, not being here anymore, or whatever. For whatever my reason was at the time, it could have been a heartbreak, a disappointment, feeling like I was being betrayed. It could have been, Mommy, what you in there doing? It really could have just been me also disappointing myself. And I have to put that phone down because I don't feel like holding it. But yeah, so I would have to contradict these thoughts. I would have to remind myself of the love of the Creator for me. Not only the love of the Creator, as in, the expanse of everything, but even the love of my family, the love of people who had come to encounter me at that point in time in my life, be it friends, associates, teachers, just people who have met me. And maybe even I considered what they would potentially think. Now, don't get it twisted. Sometimes I was like, people don't care, right? People don't think about you. It's like there was a point where I was like, girl, ain't nobody checking for you like that. And then I would have these moments where I tried it. I tested that shit. Did. Because you're supposed to test the spirit and see if it's of the Most High. To me, what's a true spirit of the Most High is something that totally stands the test of time, no matter, supposedly extenuating circumstances. It is just the truth. Okay? So there would be times where, just to test this theory out, and I didn't know I was going to go this way, by the way. Let me just hurry up and say this because I had a totally different idea in my brain, and I'm going to still record that too because that's really important. I promise. So, in testing out this theory of whether or not somebody cared or thought about me, I'd like go missing. I'd get really, really quiet. I'd stay holed up in my room. I might come out, of course, to eat, go use the restroom, but then I'm going back to the room and I'm not doing much. And somebody in the household, usually it was the person I least expected, baby. Okay. Would come and check on me. That's in the house, first of all. But when I started testing this theory outside, like in our communal places, so in church, sometimes throughout the weekday, because baby, we stayed in church. Okay. There would be times where I was not my normal, bubbly, sunny self. And that was really me too. Yeah, mama. That was really, really me. There would be times that I wasn't like that. And yes, it was controlled. This was an experiment. I really did this consciously. I would not act the same way. I'd be quieter, just to myself, wondering if anybody would notice. And sometimes people did, and sometimes they didn't. That's just the truth. Sometimes people noticed, sometimes they didn't. When they noticed, it became apparent to me that, oh, okay. so they can see these differences in behavior. And then I would assume that the people who would check on me or who would wonder, it would be as simple as, hey, are you okay? That's it. That was it right there. I learned to lie as well with that because no, mommy, don't touch it. No, no. I learned to lie because sometimes I wasn't okay. And I said I was, just not to worry them, because I figured I would be okay at some point in time. And then other times, because I was testing really, really just purely testing the theory, I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. And then I'd flow back into this version of myself. Oh, mama, that's a good bird. It's a good bird. That I really am. All right. So, depression. This was the battle. And this is still the battle. Let's be clear. We always are having to war the thoughts in our minds. We always have to do that. And I always had to have these conversations with myself, battling these negative, dark thoughts that are true, they're real, they stem from somewhere, right? But then I'd have to counter those. I'd have to name what I was really feeling. And this was stuff I was doing by myself. No therapy, because at the time, therapy was a luxury that only supposedly white people got. Boy, was that a lie. But, it seemed like it was true. So now bringing it to now. In the last few days, I have battled with these dark thoughts again where I felt like I wanted to die. This time they were significantly shorter in length, by the way, and they didn't last long, but it was always, for me, like it's been stemming from this relationship stuff, relationship shit. Me and the guy that I've had children with, the young man, we do not see eye to eye. I feel like it's possible that we are absolutely unequally yoked, but because I've had children with him and I do value him as a person, like genuinely, he's a really cool guy, aside from his shadows. Just like I feel like I'm probably a cool girl aside from my shadows. It was fully my intention to use my sunny delight to lift up his head, to, lift him up in some kind of way. But I have been slowly being chipped away at on my own account. And the truth is I feel like I was attracted to him because I was in a low estate. Just before meeting him, I had just gotten out of a terrible relationship. Now I've been getting this there's this pattern, right? And I keep seeing that, girl, you keep running to men like they're going to save you. You keep running to men too because you want them to save you, but the whole time you are the savior. You are the savior. I digress. I've had 2 children up until this point now with this young man that I'm with. I adore my children. They are the most beautiful beings. I'm so grateful to have experienced that and with him, because it did not come any other way. So I am aware that he's special. Never going to take away that from him. But in the process of this relationship, my mental health has definitely taken some hits. Not because of him, though, because I told y'all, we was already struggling before. He has his own mental health struggles, as so many of us do. And so in these last few days, with me going back and forth over whether or not our relationship is merely just one for lessons, or if there's really something here with us, I started to get sad and I started to hurt because the ways that we express, they do not complement one another. Bless you, mommy. Instead, they inflict more pain, more hurt. And it's like, it doesn't matter how soft I speak or how much I want to be clear when I talk and express myself clearly and articulate myself in a way that I feel would not cause defensiveness in him, but also get my point across and have me not crumbling under the weight of his emotions. Yeah, this shit don't work. It hasn't worked in 5 years. We placate each other, I think, and we often have these long bouts of disconnection and distance, and it feels like things are okay because we miss each other. Not okay. Everything's still the same. Nothing really changed, which for me bothers me because I'm a person who really wants something to change. So anyway, I was battling my thoughts. I was sad. I was crying uncontrollably. It was like the ugly cry, snot everywhere. I'm pillow stained with tears, mind you, with my youngest daughter here by me, which also hurts me to see, to like be doing this in front of her. But it also hurts when we are having these yelling matches, right, in front of both of our girls as well. So I'm tired of that. I grew up with that, didn't want that, never wanted that. Thought my parents was amazing in one respect, but I felt like this was something I didn't want. And here I am reliving this and repeating this cycle. Don't want it. Don't want it. And we can't seem to get on without it. So I've had to make the super painful decision of walking away energetically and really sticking to that. Do I do that well? Absolutely not. Poor boundaries, always have had them. I've got to actually work on building them. So my baby witnessed me crying for the past 2 days uncontrollably, off and on. I've had some people who have called me at the most appropriate time because, other than that, I have been in silence, held up in this home of mine, just feeling everything, sadness and grief, because the relationship needs to end. And I know that. And in moments of clarity, I am so strong. But that man walked through this door, or he pull up and I see that black ass truck, and suddenly something happens. I light up on the inside and I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to stay, because baby, those nights where he makes me cry, because of his expressions, of his emotions, he hurts me. Now, he lets me know that apparently I hurt him too. But the manner in which I hurt him, I swear it's so different. It's like it doesn't show up like this. I don't raise my voice, yell at him. I don't do this initially, right? There's a time it does happen. Like once we go all at what he's doing, what he does when he gets frustrated and so upset after holding shit in for so long that he erupts on me. Okay, come on. So I'm tired of all of that emotional roller coaster stuff that's been happening for the past 5 years. I don't feel that we've really gotten any further, even within our relationship, the way that we express with one another. I just feel that we both have this attachment style where we are both afraid to get back out here. I'm not going to go back out there. I'm telling you now. I'm staying on the inside. But I do plan on really, really going hard for myself now. All the energy and the love that I was putting out to other places, I feel like, no, we're going to keep that. It's time to keep that, Jude. Plus, you're not ready yet. Like, I feel like I really have to fill up my cup. I've been giving the shit out, just giving it out, baby. Water just flowing freely. If you catch my drift, and it's not okay. It's not okay. So, as a mommy now, I have experienced so much more of this depression. And then I still have to mother. And I have the children a great deal more than I feel like my partner does. My partner does have our older child more because she is in school. But prior to that, it was the same thing with our first baby. Because men have this thing, not all, but some men have this thing where they don't want the babies when they're little babies, when they can't do nothing for themselves, or when they can't really speak up and all that kind of stuff. They prefer them when they get a little older. That's not all men, that's just some. Or I could just say that's mine. So, and I'm okay to a degree with that. Because I have my issue. Like, once they're out of baby stage and stuff like that, and they start at that stage where you still can't really quite understand them, but they got all these questions. I actually, if I had my way, I wouldn't want to deal with them then. I'd rather wait, go with your dad or, somebody else, and then come back when you can form a sentence where you can think for yourself and we could actually hold a full grown German Shepherd type of conversation. That's what I would prefer, but I can't do that. I can't do that. So here we are. As a mom, I have been experiencing depression. And they call that postpartum because we've had children, right? That's something that has also been hard for me to accept, that I have been experiencing depression, even after the babies. And I'm just like, well, I don't want to admit that, but it's the truth. I don't want to have my children only all by myself, but I am forced to do that because I have a person who work is his thing. It really is his bag, apparently, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes. It feels like he doesn't really want to work, but he feels like he has to because he's a man. But he don't want to. He be mad sometimes that he got to go. So it's just, I'm confused. But anyway, because he has to be the sole breadwinner right now, because that's just not me either, you know, I don't get to spend a lot of time with him. And by the time he gets home, he is tired. And I do get that, right? Because even though I don't want to work a job, I've had to do it. And I've had to do so since being a very, very new mother. I even have had to literally work while my child was present. And my job, it wasn't a job that was set up for that. I could still lose my job, but I had to do it. And at the time, I can't say that he cared. He didn't present like he cared. He didn't present like it bothered him. He wasn't worried about that. But he oftentimes uses the fact that he works a job where he cannot take his child. I get that. But he also takes on second jobs, third and fourth jobs, a side job where he can cart his child. And if he can't, I don't think he should go, but that's just my bag. I'm sorry, guys, this is getting too long. This is getting too long. Let me chill out and get to the point. I need community. I live in the hood. I have a few neighbors that I talk to, but there's not very many people that I want to talk to right now. Why is that? Well, first and foremost, we are all going through not everybody, but like some of the people that I found in my neck of the woods that are right on the same hallway with me, we're going and dealing with some of the same things, but in different ways. That is not something that I want. I'm still different in the fact that I enjoy doing things like I don't do yoga, but not yet because I'm not that stretchable. But I do enjoy listening to healing frequencies. Like that is my thing, my fucking jam. I enjoy meditating. It's what brings me clarity. It is also what keeps me at peace. It is the thing that recenters my brain after I have those funky moments. Oh, yeah. And I love conversations that expose and help me to heal. I love conversations that when the group of us are through, we feel empowered. We feel like we can go on another motherfucking day. Right? So with that being said, I have created a community that nobody has shown up to yet. And I can't lie, I have been inconsistent myself, guys. Like, this world sucks. Life can suck. I can suck as a person. You can suck as a person. But I still desire to communicate and to commune with other people. I've got the Pretty Coach online, which is about self-love, self-care, women's empowerment. And then I've got Neural Girlies Success. That's the one for me that now that I have finally gotten my diagnosis of the way that my brain works, that's the one that I really, really like. I want to grow both of those communities. Let's be clear. I will grow both of those. But that one to me, I feel like I will feel super successful when that community begins to grow because of really both of them, but definitely Neural Girly Success, because I will feel like not only is my dream being actualized in creating and formulating a community, but I will be making money. And then of course I will be turning right around and showing other women who are either a part of the community or who are not, but want to know how to create a community, how to do the same exact thing that I did, and for little to no money. Because if you're like me and you are in the hood and you are a neurodivergent girly, some of us cannot hold jobs. We can't. This is what I mean. We could go get a job. We could probably even do real bomb. If you like me, you could do great in the interview. You're an amazing person. This is not about your personality. This is about maybe executive dysfunction. Your time management sucks. This could be about a spiritual matter. Some of us are really not cut out to work traditional jobs, and that is okay. And I think we need to talk on that, stand on that, be proud of that. I'm not going to work a traditional job. I'm not going to do it. I can show up. I can patronize other people's businesses, but I am called to my own. I am called to create a safe space for myself because I am super sensitive to other people's energies. And no, this is not because I just need to get a thicker skin. No, it is not. It is also because I'm called to speak into people's energies. Now, don't get it to, and I got to be free to do that. Let's be clear. I have to be free to go wherever spirit, like, I have to be free to go where spirit tells me to go. Even if it's as simple as me being led to go to the grocery store because we short on food. Not only that, people have to be free to come to me. That is how and where I thrive. It always has been. And the only time that it has not been is when I have started trying to please men that I have been in supposed relationship with, who really wanted access to my life, access to my body and my water, but they did not want to give offerings. They did not want to have to provide for me because they don't want to even have to do it for themselves. So I have been involved in relationships with men who have caused me to not be who the fuck I am. Now, don't get it twisted. Yes, going to a job, I can commit to a job. It has to be 6 months. This is what I've seen in my life. I'm not making shit up. 6 months, never a year. If I stayed at a job for a year, it is because it was a contract position that had a fixed beginning, a fixed end, and then I get to start another project. Those are the types of jobs I love. Okay? Because then there's this break in there where I can totally focus on you, replenish, refill my cup. All right, I'm going to be quiet here. If any of this made sense, you guys, go to the links in my bio. You can join the Pretty Coach online. This is my self-love, self-care community. There are links to my other communities, but this is how I plan to make my money, guys. This is my money-making machines, the prettycoach.online, but it's also my offering, right? My heart poured out. But then the neural success girlies, that is the one that I need to blow up for sure, because I need to show and prove to fellow neurodivergent girlies that we don't have to fit into the 9 to 5 so-called hustle and grind. That we can sit in our homes for 4 to 6 hours a motherfucking day, and with whatever gift you have, with whatever thing you are fixated on, you can fixate on that thing for a minute. I can show you how to set up a funnel. I can show you how to set up your own website. And then from there, you can talk about things that excite you without even niching. You can be your real ass self and start making money and creating a community of other people like you. This is what you laughing at, mommy. This is what I call forth for myself, and I call forth that for my sisters. So I will see you guys on the other side. I will see you on the other side. We are going to have the people who are set up for working, and this is what they do, and this is how they are set up. They will come to us. They will come to us. And they will assist us with funding our lifestyle. Most neurodivergent people are spiritual people. I'm not going to say that's all of us, but from the ones that I've met, baby, we are spiritual. So that's what we need to lean into. Now, if you are a neurodivergent baddie who is able to do everything, you go right ahead. That's not my thing. And so I'm speaking to others who are like me. Bye, you guys. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which all work together to bring balance and harmony first within ourselves and then within our world. Bye, you guys.